What's good, everyone? I wasn't gonna make a video because, man, I need to recharge my batteries. Well, it's okay. I'm not training today, which is very good. Like, it was a planned day off, but it's because my acrobatics are becoming again savage like they used to be back in my best days. And yeah, every week the progress is stacking, and that's on top of my powerlifting and calisthenics. So the thing is, because my body is like reassimilating all the resilience of the past and even beyond, I should actually say that I have more resilience than ever before, because now I'm able to do like multiple videos for YouTube. I'm coaching clients, so it's like I got a lot more going on than ever before, and I'm able to keep up and see like my resilience improve week after week. But it's a known fact that eventually I'll always hit those moments where I feel a bit drained, and today's one of those days. But I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna make this video because I've done I did quite an amount of videos, and I can see that like I'm becoming better at doing them. So because of that, even though I'm not 100%, like I'm very tired mentally, I can still provide to you guys some value. So this video is gonna be interesting because I know it's gonna make some people react and be like, what the hell, like why would you want to win? But it's not a win in the immature sense. And I'll first say what the subject is how do you know who won the breakup? And this is where, like, I'm gonna say right away, because if there's kids, like, you know, younger men or even younger ladies that are watching this, I don't want you to come out of this video like, yeah, I'm gonna win the breakup, in a sense that I'm gonna put them in their face that like I won. You shouldn't even care about that. That's what I'm gonna say. And it's part of the winning. The winning is that you grow out of this experience a better person. That's what winning is. Now, if it affects the other party, that's not your problem. That's what I'm gonna say, especially if, and I'll be honest, normally the person that like grows is normally the person that won. And it's possible for two winners and it's possible for two losers. It does not mean, it's not like when two people separate that one is gonna win and one is gonna lose. Sometimes both lose and both get lost in life and kind of just repeat the same mistake or regress. And in some situations, both grow. They both learn and grow and become better people. And usually those are the breakups where things don't end badly. The relationship ended like in mutual respect. So yeah, but I'm gonna give you the point still for you to understand how can you win and where are you losing when you behave a certain way. And it's actually good if you're in a situation where you're losing, because you can go back on the line. I can help you go back on the line with that video. Like, you're gonna notice your behavior and be like, yeah, that's I dropped the ball right there. Maybe I should chill out, okay? So I'm gonna first talk about points about how the loser behaves, okay, in a breakup. And by the way, it doesn't matter who left who. It's just you guys are not talking anymore, and it could be even breakups or a connection that breaks. Like, you know, it's separation between two people, okay? So normally the loser, what the loser will do in a separation situation is that the loser will often try to villainize the other person, but like over and over and over, instead of just living his or her own life. So for example, let's say two people leave each other. What's gonna happen is that normally the loser, well, he's gonna look, of course he's gonna talk about it with his friends, right? Or maybe family. But then, you know, with social media, you can like say stuff as well. So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna notice that every day the person's gonna either post quotes or like send subliminal messages to that person in question that like, yeah, they're wrong or whatever. And the thing is that if you do that, first of all, you're not moving forward because you're giving bandwidth to them still, and the person knows clearly that you're talking about them. Like, they're not stupid. You know, like, even me, I've already seen, it's not even me. Some people would send me stories because I know already when I'm done with someone, there's no point in watching what they're doing because it doesn't pertain to me anymore. But it already happened to me that somebody sent me a story and was like, yo, I think she's talking about you. And I saw the story and I was like, yeah, okay, I can read between the lines. Like, you know, it's like, why don't you just say to me what you have to say? But of course, people are, you know, are afraid to communicate and stuff. So, but the thing is just to say that, yeah, the person's going to try to villainize the person over and over. Like, nonstop. They won't let it go. You know, they're just going to, like, keep going back instead of just living their life. And the thing is, yeah, like, that person is not really moving forward. Because it's like, instead of looking at what they did wrong, they'll just, like, try to make the other person look bad. And not even say what they did wrong. And by the way, this is where you can tell that you're dealing with someone that has character. Is that someone that has character is able to see both sides of the coin. So even, I'll give you a perfect example. That was always my strength, by the way. When I would tell, let's say a friend or even a family member about a situation that I went through, even if I would say like, yeah, this person did this person is fucked up, I was able, either a day later or a few weeks later, come back and be like, you know what, but I did this wrong too. Very few people are able to do that. You know, it's not for no reason they'll say that, like, there's a reason why God removes certain people from your life. It's because he saw the conversations that you didn't see. Is that very rarely will people openly say to their own friends and even like, you know, let's say their family, like, yeah, I fucked up too. Like, I did this and that was wrong. Very rare. Very, very rare. And that's also what most of my friends and even my family can say that's great about me. You don't try to make it seem like you were perfect. You're able to see what you did wrong as well in a dynamic. And that's how it's supposed to be. But most people, they don't think. Most people lack accountability. And yeah, like that creates issues in situations of separations because the person's not able to let go and be like, they'll be like, yeah, it's their fault. That's why this happened. Like, you know, I did nothing wrong. It's like, you're stuck. You're going to be stuck in your mind. You're going to always think that you're right, and then you're going to repeat the same mistake in future connections anyways. So that's the first thing that the loser will do. The second thing is that the loser will do is that they will wait, I'm trying to see the point because I wrote it down on my phone, but I'm so tired I can't see. I'm so exhausted. But I'm gonna find it for you guys. What is it? It's involved to the. Wow, I'm so slow today. Okay. I needed that word. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, sorry for that brain fart. That's when I'm tired. I'm able to speak, but yeah, the memory is not fully there. Okay, yes. The second point, the loser, what the loser will do is that they will constantly try to prove themselves to the other person. So what that means is that the person losing, instead of again just living their life, they're gonna either through social media, like you'll see, you can see when somebody is trying to like prove a point to someone or try to get back at someone or whatever, is that you'll see that the way they move through life, it's always to get back the recognition from the person that hurt them. But the truth is, like, it's pointless to do that. Like, that person is not in your life anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to prove anything to no one. But yes, you'll see they'll try to prove themselves, and if they can, they'll try to even come across your presence to try to like show you that like, yeah, I'm better. And it's pointless. You're just adding fuel to the fire and you're just gonna burn yourself out and exhaust yourself, and you're not gonna really grow. So that's what you're gonna notice from the loser. The loser will try to always prove themselves to the other person instead of just like being happy and live their life and, you know, like do their own thing. And it's so funny because you see, when you actually just live your life and you don't give a shit about, you know, like whoever's watching you or whatever, that's when you indirectly do prove yourself. But when I say you prove yourself, you don't care. But what's going to happen is that some people from the past are going to be like, shit, look at where he is now, or look at where she is now. But that's not your problem. You do not care because you'll have new people in your life. You'll be so far ahead that these kind of things will be completely trivial to you. It will literally be like, it's like it's just going to be like you watching a movie and eating popcorn. You won't care. Like if something happens, if somebody from the past tries to make like a weird ass move, you're just going to be like, okay, you're a loser. You're clearly stuck in the past when, like, you know, I'm past that. So yeah, so that's the thing. You're going to notice that they're going to try to like prove themselves a lot. The next point for the loser, and that's one of the most obvious ones, is that you'll notice that the loser will often jump into a new relationship very quickly. Very quickly. Or a new connection. You know, it doesn't have to be like a relationship. It's going to be a new connection. So pretty much the person cannot sit still. So that means one connection stop, boom, there's a new person in his life. Connection stop, boom, a new person in his life. That's usually the loser's move. Like, it's because they need to, because for them, the fact that he got somebody new is they basically one-upped you. You know, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm far ahead. I already got somebody new. When it's like, no, you're actually digging yourself a hole. Because every time you bring somebody new into your energy and you haven't done the healing necessary to actually be able to properly receive someone into your energy, you will fumble. You will fumble. And I'm smiling. Why? Because I've done the mistake countless times. I know it. I know it too well. Way too well. So that's why when I see someone do that, I just smile. I'm like, what? And sometimes I tell my friends, look what happened to this person. Boom. Like a fly. You know, it's crazy when you got experience in life, you just get things how it works. And the younger folks, they don't want to listen. Just like I didn't want to listen too when I was younger, you know, like it is what it is. They don't want to listen, you know, they think they know better. They're like, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to prove to this person that I'm going to do this. Okay, go. You're going to see what's going to happen. And sometimes it hits even harder. I tell people, you know who is going to get the best lessons in their life? It's not those who hit a wall in 3 months, 6 months. It's those who like 3 years later, they're like, fuck, it's because of what I did. There you go. Those are the people, they get a savage lesson. And it serves them right. It serves them right. Just like me, it served me right. When I didn't want to listen and I would get into a situation, and then it's years later that I was like, holy shit, it's all these little things that stacked up. Well, it is what it is, you know? And the thing is, yeah, that's the number one thing I can tell you is, normally, well, I'm going to get to the winner approach of the situations when there's a separation or breakup. But the thing is that, yes, the winner in that situation, oh, they take their time before letting somebody in their energy. Because they're aware that, like, yo, there's something I did. I was messed up too in certain situations. I need to improve certain things because I don't want the next relationship to crumble by the same issues. If the relationship has to crumble, it has to crumble. Like, look, you're learning, right? You're going through life. But at least don't make the same damn mistakes you did in the previous relationship. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. The winner, they're going to take their time. So now we're going to talk about what the winner does. Like, we'll go on the other side of the coin when there's a separation. Well, the thing is, it's just what, like I said, I was actually bridging to it, is that the winner will take time to process their emotions. The winner will take time to reflect and be like, look, this didn't work out. What did I do maybe that like I should change or improve on? Because I do not want to do the same mistake. And yeah, I just want to have better life experiences. So what can I do to become a better person. And what does that mean? It means you need a lot of time for yourself. And when I say a lot of time for yourself, it's not 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or even a month. We're talking months, perhaps even a whole year. And that makes a lot of people freak out. Why? Because people are in the fast life. People like to swipe right? So because of that, telling a person that you need to take a full year out of dating, or a full year out of like seriously dating. I'm not saying like, look, you can do an activity with the opposite sex and like trying to get to know people, but really taking your time, people cannot do that. After 1 month, it's like, oh, okay, I'm ready to meet somebody new. No, you're not. You're not. You think you are, but you're not. You're in denial. So the thing is, especially when you haven't fixed your past, people who have truly fixed their past, yes, it's true, once they go through a connection and it ends, they can jump into a new one faster because they've truly healed their deep wounds. But those who have not healed their deep wounds, you cannot jump from connection. You're just gonna repeat the wound. You're not gonna build anything substantial. But yes, older people who have done and when I say older people, it could be younger people too. Some people did tremendous work on themselves even in their 20s, and good job for you guys. Like you're real tough soldiers. But normally it's more the older folks that have done the work, like 30s, 40s, 50s. They've processed all their shit, and I'm talking about those who did the work. They've processed all the shit that, yes, if a relationship ends, they can't meet somebody new in like a month or 2 months, because like they're secure. They're done with all the bullshit of like attachment stuff, and like they're good. They're happy on their own already. So if they meet someone and they can do a part of the road of life together, they'll do it. Then they're not gonna be like going through that phase of, oh, I need healing and everything. I'm not saying like there's not things that maybe they need to process, but they go through it much faster than those who have not healed their deep wounds. That, it's like, you cannot get around that. You have to accept that. The other thing is, the winner will stay low-key about certain things in their life. Meaning, you'll notice that the person who actually wins a breakup, even if they meet somebody new, they will not overtly share it on social media or even in public that like, yeah, I'm with somebody new or I got somebody new. No. They'll just go through their life because they realize that they do not give two fucks about what people think of their new connection. Even if the new connection is way better than the last one, they do not care about what people think. They'll be, let me just enjoy that connection. That's what life is supposed to be. You're supposed to just enjoy what you have. If you show things, it's fluff. It's extra fluff. It's for fun. You know, you got to see it like, okay, like, you know, or you just like to flex once in a while. It's like me. I like to flex once in a while or once in a lot of whiles, you know, but that's me. But I'm able to dose it in function of what I want to preserve for myself and I want to keep private. And that's what a lot of people lack today. They're not able to keep things private. They want to show right away because it's like always a game of war. They want to show like the past connections. Look what I found. And you know what's funny? Past connections will also orbit you and check you out to see if you got somebody new. Don't feed that. You don't need to feed that. Don't fall into that trap. You know, let them watch you. Let them wonder or be like, oh yeah, like he or she is still single. That's what I thought. Yeah, I was right. Let them think that. It's not your problem. You're being happy. You're living your life. You're in the real life, okay? Like not in the digital where it's like a lot of fakeness is going on. Now, the last thing is the winner, what they'll do, well, what they'll have usually. I like that. My memory is like, it's because I'm in a flow now, so all the points are coming back easily. So the last point for the winner that I'm going to bring up is that usually, and that's the best way to see, like, and honestly, look, I'm someone, I like to analyze situations. So let's say two people split. I am a very curious man, you know, and maybe it's because of my ADHD. I like to see who was maybe more at fault, okay? Usually, and it's all like, look, there's always exceptions, right? Like there's always exceptions for sure. because there's certain situations I could talk about, and like it's nasty and it sucks, and that could kind of like derail. And I'll actually say, you know what, I'll say it, like, who cares? Like, I have no filter. I'll say it after. But yeah, there's a situation where like you can't rely on what I'm gonna say 100%. But there's a tendency, is that normally when you look at two people who split, normally the person, and honestly, for you to be able to have that, you have to be able to watch them both. But me, it happens because certain times people go to the same gym as me, so I can see two people that split, and sometimes the news are going to come back to my ear, and people sometimes they like to ask for my opinion, and I'll be like, yeah, it's probably that person that was more in the wrong, because you can see how the person is behaving and the other person. And this is what I'm going to say, is that normally the person who is winning or won is the person who gets the glow up. The person that's still miserable, and sometimes they'll jump into a relationship, but you see their energy, it feels heavy. It feels like they're not well. Well, they're normally the ones that lost the breakup. And it could be them that broke up too. It doesn't mean they got left. That's why I said in the beginning, it doesn't matter who left who. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how you behave after the relationship. Like, it really doesn't matter who left who. So the thing is, yes, you'll have a tendency to see that the winner will have a glow up, and the loser will, yeah, like they have no light. You know, like you can tell they're not doing well. It's like they're digging themselves a hole. Now, the thing I was gonna say, where you got to be careful, is that it is possible, and that's it's dark, you know, but it is possible that someone got abused in a relationship and the person left out. But you see, be careful. Like, what I'm about to say it's gonna catch that person eventually. Is that the glow up, you need to see, this is what I wanted to say, is that the glow up, you need to see how long it lasts for. Because sometimes one person is gonna get destroyed by the other person. You know, and I'm not gonna get like graphic about certain situations, but yeah, sometimes one person is gonna get destroyed by the other person. And at first, it seems like the one who's getting the glow up is the one who did the destroying. Meaning the one who actually abused in the relationship. You that's outside, if you lack experience, you might be like, okay, this person won the breakup. Watch out, this is just the beginning. Look a year, 2 years, 3 years later. This is where you're gonna see who actually won. Because you might see that there's a switch up. It's that the one who was miserable in the beginning got the glow up over time, because the person took the time to process, took the time to like actually heal, and the other person, well, they were pretty much putting up a front. They were pretending that they were doing so well. And it could last for a while, huh? It could last for 6 months and even a year. Like, where like, oh wow, and you know, this is for the people that are maybe going through a really hard time right now. Maybe like they got left, or like they got destroyed by someone emotionally. I want you to stay strong, because I know the feeling of you feel destroyed and the other person is almost trying to put it in your face that they're doing so well and they don't care. But look, well, first of all, you know, I'm trying to cheer you up, right? It's gonna get back to them one day or another. Karma doesn't play around. Karma is like I think it's debt. It's like the you know, like the you know, the Scream mask. Well, like, yeah, you know, like debt. When it comes, like, karma is like debt. It will get you when it's time to get you. And those who really abuse, it gets them in the most messed up way. Like, it's like the thing where I told you, like 2-3 years later, and you're like, oh my God. And it's like, yeah, now it got you. So what I'm trying to tell you is stay strong. If you feel like there's been injustice, don't worry. Justice will get them one day. And you don't even need to know how or whatever, but I can guarantee you justice will get them. Number 2, stay strong. Like, this moment that's very hard for you, where, like, you know, they're making you feel like shit. if you pass through it, you're gonna get so much mental resilience. You have no idea. You will become so strong mentally that this kind of stuff will never happen again. Even if you go through another situation where the person, I don't know, like things don't go well, first of all, you'll always protect yourself in a way that you won't get involved with someone that's abusive or that like really disrespects you. But the thing is, what's gonna happen is that even if you get in a situation where you see that a person is being resentful towards you and like being very dark towards you, it won't faze you. Like you'll be like, okay, like you're stuck in your bullshit, like, and you're just gonna go on with your life. It's the first time or the first few times, if you've never integrated the lessons, it hurts like a bitch. It really hurts a lot. And I understand and I can relate, and like just stick through it. Like you're able to do it, take it one day at a time, and don't worry, like I've been there and I'm doing so great right now. Like things are just amazing. Like I cannot thank God enough for all the blessings that are coming towards me or for the things I have right now in my life. So you just gotta like stay the course and trust God. So I hope you like this video. And again, like I said, it's not about winning to put it in the face of the other person. And also, there can be two winners and there can be two losers in a breakup situation. So if you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can maybe drop in the comments if there's any situation regarding to what I said that you've lived. And don't forget to subscribe so you have access to more content. I can't wait to share more stuff with you guys. The workouts are getting better. I've got more knowledge for your personal development. I want all of you to grow as a human and crush it. Let's get it.